Hey, what's going on, everybody, man? My name's Riley. If it's your first time seeing my face here on YouTube, go subscribe my channel and leave a like on this video. On today's clip, we're going to be covering a Virginia mom that was tragically set on fire and scorched to death by a family friend. I'm not going to yap too much. We're just going to hop right in. Before we hop right in, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope you'll have a great day today. Get 2 plates from me. You feel me? Other than that, we're just going to hop right in. Let's go. Alright, y'all, for Rose clip, make sure you're comfortable, grab something to snack on and something to sip, and let's enjoy this video together.
A mother of 2 is doused in gasoline and set on fire, all while sitting on the outdoor couch of her own home. And
Crazy,
a person
bro.
reportedly close to her family was thrown in jail for the horrific crime. On November 17th, Tiffany Dunford was sitting outside her home in Max Meadows, Virginia, when she was set ablaze. When deputies arrived to her home, Tiffany was found with severe burns covering most of her body. As she was clinging on to life, she was flown to a hospital for her injuries, but tragically she died at the hospital the following day. While Tiffany was still fighting for her life, she reportedly knew who had done this to her and ID'd the suspect as 28-year-old Savannah Adams. Authorities say Adams fled the scene in a 2004 silver Dodge Neon, but deputies caught up with her and she was arrested. Initially, she was charged.
Wow, imagine being able to tell the officers who did that to you right before you pass away, man. That's crazy, man. It
With
really
attempted second-degree murder and felonious assault. But when Tiffany died from her injuries, her charges were upgraded to first-degree murder and malicious assault, resulting in severe injuries. It's unclear at this time what led up to the shocking murder, but according to police, Tiffany and Savannah Adams knew one another through family and friends. But several of Tiffany's family members made posts on social media with claims Adams hacked into one of her family members' Facebook accounts and was messaging people on there. And it's not the first time Adams has been in trouble with the law. She was charged with a misdemeanor of destruction of property charge, and at the time of the crime, she was free on bond for allegedly attacking another woman with a metal pipe back in 2023. In that case, a trial was set for December 5th. According to a report by the Bristol Herald Courier, the victim told a witness in court documents that Savannah wanted to kill her. In that case, she was charged with assault and trespassing. And as she adds first-degree murder to her rap sheet, with that charge, if she's convicted, she faces the rest of her life in prison. But for Tiffany's family, who was left heartbroken after her horrific murder, they're left picking up the pieces. Her cousin told local station WFXR, anybody that knew Tiffany, she could light up a room. And whether she was in the right or the wrong, I don't care. I still loved her, but she didn't deserve to be burned. Tiffany is too nice of a person, and this is devastating to me and my family. This is really just a horrific and gruesome case. So let's break it down with retired NYPD detective and co-host of the Gold Shield Show, and that's Tom Smith. Tom, thank you so much for being here today and great to see you. A lot of the cases that we cover here at Law and Crime are pretty shocking, and especially this one. What's your reaction to Savannah Adams allegedly dousing Tiffany Dunford with gasoline while she sat outside on the couch at her own home?
That just sounds fake, bro. That really does. It literally just sounds fake.
Yeah, being a detective for 30 years in the NYPD and then doing numerous shows like this, on law and crime, you run across cases that you shake your head and you don't know really how to measure it. And this is kind of above that. This is one of those ones, there's no explanation as much as we could try and sit here and discuss it. The thought of someone doing this to another human being and then watching it as this woman is in the most severe pain you could probably imagine on earth, and then just stand there and watch it, get in your car calmly and drive away is one of the most shocking stories I think I'm going to be involved in talking about.
You're a demon at that
point, have you,
bro.
In your expertise and your experience, I should say, have you seen anything like this before?
No, you've had arsonists who have started fires in buildings that the occupants are still in. A nightclub way back in the late 80s happened in the Bronx, which was a horrific crime. But to single one person out, to douse them with gasoline, light it, and then stand there and then drive away, I have never encountered.
In your opinion, do you think that this was a random attack, or do you think something may have led up
random,
to
bro.
what had happened here. What, from what we know, we don't necessarily have a motive yet, but what do you believe the motive was here?
Well, there is some sort of a relationship between the two. They're known to each other on Facebook or whatever the limited amount of information that's out there is. But even with that, to have something like this get to a pinnacle of a crime like this is just off the chart. I don't care the problem you have with someone, to do this is another level. So their relationship or the motive is going to be played out in the investigation. That's why detectives have a job. They'll go into her background, their friends, their relatives, their social media platforms, and try to narrow down what could have possibly set this in motion.
And Savannah Adams, the suspect in this case, has been in trouble with the law before. She had a misdemeanor of destruction of property. Then she was out on bond for allegedly attacking a woman with a metal pipe last year and was expected to go to trial next month. What do you make of her rap sheet and the violence that she's previously been accused of?
Yeah, her rap sheet's bad, especially the last one. You know, when you go to the extent of attacking someone with an object, a metal pipe, again, that's in New York, it's a felony. Obviously, it's an assault too. But, you know, that could preclude leading up to all this. And, you know, her history is always going to be a factor when it comes to maybe the motive or a timeline of destructive behavior that she's involved in. And, bond. You know, you wonder, why is she out on bond after an attack like that on someone? You know,
yeah, that is a good point, because usually they won't give you a bond if you're a threat to others. I mean, you just tried hitting someone with a metal bat that could easily, you know, injure somebody to non-existence.
What was the reasoning for that? What was the circumstances that she was let out of jail into society again to maybe perpetrate this crime? And, you know, is there a mental health issue as well? That all has to be explored also.
And this case, you know, it just, I can't stress enough how gruesome it is. Talk to me a little bit about the key differences in investigating a case like this as opposed to maybe a shooting or even a stabbing case.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, it's a bizarre case, but it narrows down to just a horrific crime in the way you're going to go at investigating it. It's going to be, you know, what happened. It happened in front, you know, out in the open like that. So to try to narrow down what occurred, you already know what occurred. So it's more of an investigation of the motive and the background of the relationship between these two women and why this would have gotten to this point is going to be more of the focus of the investigation. Did she talk to anyone about it? Was it planned out? If there's any social media mentions about carrying something like this out, which again is more for the trial prep than the actual arrest of her, which has already occurred. But now you start prepping for the trial. You start gathering the information and the motives behind this.
From what we know now, it's unclear if the victim's children were inside the home, but I can't even imagine if they were present and possibly had to witness this. And now her children are left without a mother. From your experience, what's it like talking to relatives of victims in crimes like this one?
It's extremely hard. I mean, death notifications are the hardest things that detectives or police officers have to do because you have to do it delicately. But again, with this investigation, you may be setting forward a death notification, but who you're talking to may become witnesses as well. You know, you're going to talk to the children if they were home about anything they saw leading up to this, or even the days beforehand, if there's any knowledge of this perpetrator being around the area. Did they see an argument? You know, they become witnesses in a case like this. And even the neighbors and everyone else, you start canvassing the area about information that you need for this case. But even the death notification, getting back to that, becomes an interview of possible future witnesses.
Savannah Adams was charged with first-degree murder in this case, which we all know to be a premeditated act. Do you think the premeditation stems from her bringing that gasoline over to Tiffany's home and then dousing her, and then we all kind of know what had happened next?
No doubt about it. And again, what's going to happen with the investigation, now you have a timeline. So now you're going to work backwards. Is there any video of her purchasing the gasoline? You know, that's going to be a big part. I remember I mentioned earlier the case in the Bronx in the late 80s in a nightclub that was set on fire. A big part of that was the video of that perpetrator purchasing the gasoline. So that's going to lead to the premeditation of this murder. when it comes to the trial.
And what other key pieces of evidence do you think that prosecutors are going to need to kind of make their case and when they go to trial?
Like everything these days, social media, her social media footprint of postings or internet searches that she did on Google, about maybe horrific crimes or death by fire or whatever the search terms might be. But this day and age, that's a good thing of technology today when it comes to investigations. Everything is at your fingertips. So once the warrants are secured, which they will have no problem getting into her social media and her searches is going to be key.
All right. Tom Smith, thank you so much for your insight into this case. Before we sign you off, is there anything else you would like to add?
No, it's just, one of those horrific cases that unfortunately we keep talking about. The one piece of advice I would say, just understand who you're dealing with in your personal life. Have that kind of guard up and situational awareness of people in your life, whether it's online or personally. Just really be aware of who you're dealing with and who you're letting into your life.
All right, Tom, thank you again so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Great piece of advice.
Thank you for having me again.
Savannah Adams is still behind bars at the River Valley Regional Jail and is being held on no bond. She's due back in court on January 31st. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Elizabeth.
And then for January 31st, I wonder if she has to go to trial in December for her other crime. I wonder how they're doing that. I mean, I'm guessing, right? So she has to go to trial for that one, which now she's definitely serving probably the upwards of the max sentence on that crime as well, which was a felony assault. And then a month later, she has to face trial on this. So if they combine them both together, she's probably getting life in prison, man, or somewhere close, at least 50, 60 years, man, because this is crazy. This is like, you just don't care about nothing, bro. You just literally lit a human being on fire with gasoline. And a couple months before that, you tried hitting somebody with a bat. I mean, what y'all think down below, man? We're going to be answering every single questions, comments, all of that down in the comment section below. So make sure you put your 2 cents down in there. And yeah, we're going to roll this outro. Let's go. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap this one up right here. If you do this type of content in my playlist right here in the video, it's going to have all the reactions on there for y'all to check out. We'll be dropping 5 videos a week on the channel. So make sure you go down there, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when we do upload a video. We will also be live streaming. So that's 2 great reasons why you should go down there, smash the notification bell. Come say what's up on the new lives, the new videos, man. I appreciate all the support I've been getting recently. We're just gonna keep pumping these videos out for y'all. Other than that, y'all have a blessed day and happy Thanksgiving. Peace.